Okay, good morning, good evening, Star Wars fans. This is Dan Tartaglione, D Tartag on the forums. I'm here tonight to. We're gonna about to stream game 2 for Bastion and Ryan. Here in a second. As soon as they are ready, just to recap. In the last game, Ryan beat Bastion. Bastion was playing Diplo. Ryan was playing Court in the game. Again, a really, really good match. Both players were pretty even until there was a point where Bastion ended up moving the profundity away. And once he did that, he didn't have any force saved to play Hujix. And Ryan came down, battled him with multiple guys against the Lone Landau. I believe it was Boba Fett, Bounty Hunter, and Dengar. As soon as that happened, Bastion ended up losing, I want to say 8. Bastion got it down to about a full loss or a full win for Ryan at plus 13. So we'll see what happens on this match. Looks like Bastion decided to go with Ral Ops, the deck that he's pretty familiar with. I believe he played it at Worlds, and Ryan is going with Throne Room. So I want to say this matchup's pretty even. Bastion knows how to play against Throne Room, but normally Throne Room's pretty good against Ral Ops. It really just depends on how soon Throne Room can get out its activation. So sitting here, 10:30 or almost 10:30 Pacific Standard Time, about to start game 2. Have a bunch of games coming up this week. Tom Kelly's actually going to be joining myself and Jerry doing some commentary for some of the games. Unfortunately, I'm going to be at work. Jerry's also going to be at work. So Ryan starts off his first turn. He uses Insurrection and Aim High to grab the home one docking bay. He didn't play a Wisa or anything, so we'll see if he has anything else. He does have the hot docking bay, which is good, but it's not a Boss Nash Chambers or it's not a JCC. So see if he looks like he just draws two. He draws the entire 3 that he activated. Bastion did play Imperial Command. He ended up grabbing Admiral Ozzel before Ryan activated. Okay, and he's grabbing his sight using the objective. I want to thank everybody tonight who is tuning in. I know it's pretty late over on the East Coast, and it's pretty early out there in Europe. So thanks for everybody who's turning in. See what happens in this game of the 2 seed against. I don't want to say the 15 seed, but Ryan was picked by Bastion, so Bastion goes out and gets the spaceport prefix office as well as the executor docking bay by use of the Imperial Rest Order. And it looks like he's using established control to get Fondor. Okay, so Bastion leads off with some good activation on his turn 1. So we'll see if, again, Ryan got any of the cards that he needed to get some more of his activation. Throne Room really doesn't play any more docking bays, so he won't. I mean, he won't be getting any more docking bays that way. He just needs to get out as much as he can this turn. Bastion thankfully gave him 1 icon or 2 icons. Sorry. So he looks like he has Luke. That's pretty good, pretty fast. So got Luke out to the prefix office pretty fast on turn 2. It's really, really good. He still has 9 cards in his hand, so see if he can grab Luke Saber. And doesn't. Wow, he did not. There was no Luke Saber in the deck, so it's being that he either activated it or it's in his hand and he just wanted to check. So got 8 people watching on Gemp. Oh, so he did have the Saber in his hand and he was just checking his deck. Okay. Looks like we got at least one Ryan fan right now in the chat on Twitch. Ryan throws down evac control. Now evac control won't help him again if Bastion is able to flip. The flip side works on your total battle destiny, whereas evac control says you're each individual. So it would actually shut off the +1 from like my father before me, but it again won't do anything to Bastion's objective. And it looks like he got a Luke, Sorry, non-combo, and a Wisa on the evac control. 2 good cards and another Luke. Yeah, that's hopefully those won't be stuck on there for Ryan. He ended up saving 1. So, see if Bastion decides to go against Luke or just set up. Bastion seems like he's more of a patient type of player. Waits for the right move to strike his opponents, at least from what I've seen. So probably, yeah, he's getting out his another spaceport. He got a site. He got the spaceport straight out. So the good thing for Bastion is if he can get some guys down to the Executor docking bay, he'll generate a lot of force next turn. He has the Ozzel. Oh, okay, so he throws down the Emperor down there. So he's getting the +2 from evac control. Okay, and he gets out battle orders, so that just signifies right now that Bastion is okay with Ryan draining for the 2, and he draws up the entire force pile, so he's got 13 cards in hand. Normally I haven't seen Throne Room play Grimtosh in a while, so, but let's see if Ryan has any Grimtoshes or anything special. Okay, oof. Right off the bat, playing Dark Time for the Rebellion. That's probably a card that Ryan might be interested in grabbing, which he is. Against Throne Room, Dark Time of the Rebellion, if opponent's starting location was the Throne Room, opponent loses 1 force when you play this interrupt. So anytime Bastion would play it, whether that's activating a force, adding or subtracting from the Destiny, or making it so that his battle Destinies can't be modified or cancels, Ryan would be losing a force. And to that card, Ryan lost a Raymond lightsaber from hand. And it looks like Bastion is okay with losing from the reserve deck. He lost Captain Godhart and Close Call V. Ryan then uses 3, uses 4 to play Rey, and uses her game 6 to pull a card out of his used pile. So he's got Rey and he's got Luke. So Luke adds 1 to each draw. Rey adds 1 to the total. And he gets the do or do not shield out, and he's able to get out his JCC. So that's a fairly good turn for Ryan. I mean, he'll only have 5 cards in his hand. I'm assuming he's going to put a card down with like my father before me. But again, he's got the JCC out. he got Ray, so that's another character, so a little bit of more backup for with Luke. So, and he was able to do 2 points of damage to Bastion. Okay, let's see. So Bastion activates, uses the rest order. Want to say he has a docking bay in his hand. He's probably just thinking about where he wants to put it. Most likely it's the Space Force docking bay. I believe at least Bastion's version of Rowlops normally just plays the Spaceport docking bay and the Executor docking bay. Most of the reasons why he has the Imperial Rest Order is for the additional forfeit. And he also gets out the Spaceport City. So he's got a lot of options. I mean, normally I've seen Ralops play 3 to 4 locations, Bastion going with the 4, so that way he has a chance of flipping if Lightside only stacks 1 location. Now, the only thing that might hurt him is if Ryan has like a Tantive, especially as if he has a Tantive in his hand, making Route Tier 1 a battleground as well as controlling the location. If he's able to control the system, Bastion would have to flip back if he does flip first. But with the Spaceport City, Bastion actually says if you have a non-unique rebel leader here, uh, if you have a non-unique rebel leader at the same site or related site, force drain is +1 here. I've seen a few players use the Stormtrooper Garrison, which is a leader, especially with like field promotion. Or I've also seen people use Expand the Empire with that one. It's a pretty overall good site, especially like you throw down the Emperor, you throw down a Janus Regis, and then you're doing a little bit more than the one that you'd be pinging for. Let's see what again. Bastion has that 12 card hand, so he's probably got the ammo to come down and be able to flip against Ryan, but I want to say he definitely doesn't want to give Ryan the options to drop a guy or two and battle and flip him back. Okay, so he's coming down with Blizzard 4 against Luke and Ray. And he uses Blizzard's 4 game text. No response from Ryan with a shield or anything. No perimeter scan or anything to stop that. So Bastion's going to be able to use the game text and pull out an Imperial Warrior. And he gets Darth Vader and the Emperor's Enforcer. So unfortunately, with that Vader, he won't be able to cancel the game text of either Luke or Rey. But he still has pretty high forfeit. I don't see Bastion battling here. I think it's more just a way to uh, make sure that Ryan doesn't cause him to flip back. So I think Bastion. We're going to see Bastion probably move the Emperor over. Most likely move Ozzel. I'm a little. Well, he's probably got another Imperial or something in his hand to go down with Ozzel, but he's probably going to see the Emperor come over to the docking bay. I'm not sure if we're going to. I highly doubt we're going to see a battle just because Bastion's going to want to flip first. But we might see him just leave the Blizzard 4 with Vader there. Okay. Yeah, it looks like that's what's going to happen. Okay, so he actually uses he uses the game text of I want to say it's the street. During your move phase, may move free between here and any related spaceport site. So that's why he was able to move the Vader from the prefect's office over to the street. So we'll probably see the Blizzard 4 move. He doesn't want to get a beat down. There we go. And and Ozzel should move as well, because Ozzel does not draw Destiny by himself. But yeah, there we go. So Bastion is flipped. So Ryan has to pay to drain for 1 there. And Bastion again has that 12 card hand plus, sorry, excuse me. He's got a nice big hand and a lot of force saved. And being that he is playing Ral Ops, we could see the close call come into play. He's, like I said, he's got the close call. He's got another Imperial in his lost pile, and he still has the prepared defenses. So see what tricks he's got to at least keep the Emperor alive. I mean, at the street, it's a pretty strong force, or yeah, nice little fortification on that side. I mean, the Emperor is by himself, so, but I highly doubt that the Emperor, he doesn't have any sort of tricks to keep the Emperor alive. Okay, so Ryan is draining for, okay, it is a drain of 2. I'm sorry. Okay, so it's a drain of, I'm sorry, I forgot about that myself. It's a drain, all of Ryan's drain would be drain of -1 at non-Relatier locations. So, yes. So, sorry, just moving my neck massager away. Okay, and Bastion loses Piet and an Emperor from the reserve deck. So he's okay with losing from the reserve deck, especially being that he can get characters or interrupts or anything back with the game text, like the swapping. So Ryan then comes down with Anakin Skywalker Padawan learner to the Space Force City. Being that he controls 2 locations, he now flips Bastion back. Okay, the other thing is Bastion now has to put a card from his hand onto his use pile once you flip back. So I mean, if he flips back again, Bastion will be able to take a card. So okay, and Ryan throws down Padme as well. He's dropping down characters, but he doesn't have a lot of the options of. I mean, the chances of him having something good in his hand for tricks or something is not as obviously it's not as good as Bastion's, being that Bastion has 14 cards. But if I'm Ryan, you have to at some point draw some cards. Give yourself more options than just what he has on the field. Okay, Bastion not force draining or anything, but coming down with Imperial domination. So if he wins battles with his Imperials, he'll start retrieving. Okay. Oh, so here we go. Bastion uses the objective to go get a non-unique troop Imperial. So he goes out and gets the Death Trooper, who will add a Battle Destiny with Tarkin. So, and he has Colonel David John, who I believe is a leader, scout and a leader. So again, Marv Tarkin, who works with Vader or leader, will add a Destiny. So right now he's got 3 Destiny. He's got Imperial Domination, and he's got Imp Decree on the table. I'm not liking the chances for Ryan, unless Ryan again has some sort of trick or something. Maybe yeah, run Luke run won't work in this situation, but yeah, that's coming down with those 3 characters against Padme and Anakin is really good, especially that he has the Imp Domination on the table. So most likely we're going to see a battle here. Oh, and he drops a Blizzard Scout 1. So Blizzard Scout 1 needs to work with a AT-AT, but I mean that's good forfeit. Blizzard 4 is right next door. We might see Blizzard 4 move. I mean, the Blizzard Scout 1 has react, so this is a very good turn for Bastion. Okay. And Bastion again initiates. Probably see Ryan take a card off of evac control. Okay, so he starts off with a trample against Padme. He needs a greater than a 4, and he draws a 5. It's almost like he knew that was there. Okay, so now Ryan is down 3 power, as well as he loses the additional Destiny to attrition. So again, we'll probably, like I said, we'll probably see Ryan take a card off of evac. I'm going to guess it's either, it's the Wisa, which makes sense, so he can grab a 0 out of his deck. And he plays the Wisa. So, I mean, I'm still not liking this for Ryan just because he's down 10 in power. So Bastion will have to retrieve. He does have to pay 1 to retrieve with Ryan having the aim high on table, but that's not going to matter because he's got 5 cards in his lost pile. Draws a 4 for Battle Destiny. And let's see if he swaps. Again, the swap is probably the best part of Ralatier. At least it's my favorite part. I mean, like we see it, I've seen people play First Order Ralatier where they're swapping a bunch of things. You know, they're doing this, that. That they're not supposed. They don't want to flip. I've seen Werfs play his mains version. He can flip. So. Okay, and Ryan draws a 6. He draws a fly casual. So that shows that he is playing Tanto. I mean, Tanto's almost in every deck right now. So probably going to see him lose maybe Colonel David John, who is... He doesn't get the additional forfeit from due to the code clearance effect, but he does get some from the Imperial Arrest Order. Okay, and Bastion swapped Mahdi for Piet, and he retrieved Captain David Goddard. Yeah, this is that was a really good turn. Now he flips back, and I mean Ryan only lost Anakin, so he's a little lucky there. But oh no, I'm sorry. Bastion does not flip back because Ryan still controls a location at Relatier. He has to control for Bastion to flip. He has no control now, none. So okay, now he does flip because he moves the Blizzard 4 over with the Street. Yeah, the Street's a really good card, especially in this kind of a setup. Okay. I can almost imagine that somebody else besides Ozzel and Blizzard 4 are going to go in front of Luke. Because even though Ryan only has 6 cards in his hand, that's pretty good. Okay, and Ozzel stays inside, smart. Don't want to get Ozzel hit with the saber. Okay, Ryan using Ray's game text to get that bottom card out of his force pile. So I do believe, unless Ryan is playing a battle planes, which most throne rooms still do, but it looks like both players have all or one of their only one location in their deck that's left, and I'm assuming that's Ryan. Like I said, with a battle planes. So I'll see what Ryan does against that Blizzard 4. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, it's almost 11 o'clock here on the West Coast, and it's a little bit past my bedtime. Nah. So Bastion's seven. Looks like Bastion's about 7 minutes behind. I don't think both players are going to be worried about the time. So, but if Ryan does initiate here, we're probably most likely going to see Bastion move the Blizzard Scout Walker over. And if it was me, I would probably cancel Ray's game text just because you get the +1, and that's a little bit more important here. So we'll see what happens. But Ryan comes down with Qui-Gon with lightsaber against the Emperor, just like in the movies, and he initiates. Okay, so Bastion's Destiny will be +4. Even if he does, and regardless of Ryan taking a card off evac control, because again, it adds to the total, not the individual draws. Okay, so here comes the Chicken Walker. Oh, and he throws Grand Moff Tarkin on to it, but Ryan has the Odin Nestler combo, which cancels a react. So the Chicken Walker is forced to stay there. So we'll see if Ryan can hit the Emperor here. His first Destiny is a 2. Oh, he is. So he's playing both a non-combo and a combo version of sorry about the miss. And he draws a 3 for Destiny. So he's playing 2 Padmes. So the 5 is not enough to hit the Emperor. So the Emperor is going to stay. And he draws a 4 for Destiny. So 10, and he's got high enough forfeit. Okay, so Bastion draws a 5. His total now becomes a 9, so it's 14-10. No overflow for Ryan, but he loses the battle, and Bastion gets to retrieve. So, if you're Ryan, that's the one thing you did not want to see there. He probably knew he was going to lose the battle, but he felt like he needed to hit the Emperor to get the Emperor off table. Okay, we'll see what happens if he goes up against the Blizzard 4, but again, if you're Ryan, oof. And he doesn't have a Jedi's resilience or anything to get the Qui-Gon back. Again, this is where if you don't have the cards, it hurts. If you don't, this is why you see like Bastion getting up to 13 cards in his hand. This is why you see like Justin Decide drawing 13, 14, 15 cards. Having more cards in your hand means that you're going to have more options to work with against your opponent. So, and you can see just Ryan's drawing up. He puts a card back with like my father and ends his turn. So, I mean, it's still early on, and Bastion is starting to put a lot of cards on table. Ryan's sitting at 33 cards in Life Force. Bastion's sitting at 24. So, I mean, Bastion's he's got to keep a lot of cards. He's got to make sure he can win by more than 13 to advance. So we'll probably start to see him be a little bit more conservative. But here comes down Agent Callus. Agent Callus allows him to reveal the top 2 cards of his reserve deck and take 1 into hand. Okay, so he takes the Grand Inquisitor into his hand, and he leaves Min on top of the use pile, and he comes down with his second copy of Imperial Domination. So for every battle he has, he'll be allowed to retrieve 2 now. And that's going to add up really quick. And on top of that, he gets to cancel and redraw destinies twice. And that doesn't include like Grand Moff Tarkin, who, if you draw lower than the number of Imperials there, you'll get to redraw it again. So this is why Rally Tier is off. Not only do you get the constant swapping, and the 7 side of the objectives are really good, you get all these little things that will control, that's able to control the pace of the game. Okay, so after Bastion plays the Imperial Domination, Ryan decides to play a Biff Shuffle combo. So Bastion can't really track right now or anything. Bastion does know what he has in this deck, but he doesn't know like the order. Okay, so we got Piet, we've got Callus, and we got Ozzel, all on the Blizzard 4 battling Luke and Rey. Okay, Ryan taking a card off of evac control, grabs Luke. So Bastion will not be able to cancel and redraw any of his destinies, but he still gets the +4 from his objective. I mean, yes, Ryan does get a +1 from Rey, but okay, so Bastion draws a 2. So that comes out to 14. So the good thing for Ryan here is he just needs to draw a 1 to tie Bastion and cause it and to make it so that Bastion won't retrieve any. But thankfully, I mean, he draws a 5. So again, that's only going to be 1 character for Bastion, and Ryan has to lose either Rey or Luke. Oh, he loses to Luke. Interesting. I mean, he does have Luke in his hand, and we might see him like retrieve a saber. Yeah, he'll retrieve the saber, so that way he can throw Luke down somewhere else. Because he doesn't want to fight Blizzard 4 because he can't hit anybody. He needs to get characters off the table, especially the Emperor or the Vader. And being that he retrieves it, and so he'll be able to get the saber back next turn, being that it will be in his reserve deck. So, but he only got rid of 1 character there. But again, Bastion wasn't able to retrieve anything, so yeah. And all Bastion had to lose was an Admiral Oswald. Okay, so he's moving guys off of the Blizzard 4. He moves Piet, and he moves the Blizzard Scout 1 with Vader. So I'm doubting that we're going to see Ryan. Ryan's probably going to go up against the Emperor, just because the Emperor is right now the best target. He doesn't want to go against Vader, the Blizzard Scout Walker, and Piet just because they're power 14. He doesn't want to go against the Blizzard 4 because he can't hit it. He doesn't want to go against the Death Trooper and the Tarkin because controlling 2 Destiny. I mean, yes, he can take another card off of evac control, but all of his cards would be gone off of evac control. So I think the Emperor is right now the most logical target, but we could see what I mean, he's got 9 cards in his hand, so we could see something else. Okay, so he decides to go against Blizzard 4. Which I'm a little surprised because unless he has a way of canceling the react here, Bastion's going to move the Scout Walker with a Piet on it probably to the Blizzard 4 and cancel game text. Okay, so he's put the cards down after he deploys Luke and the Saber. He's got 8 force left, 7 cards in hand. Maybe he's got a Han? Or maybe a Chewie? If he's got the Han, he'll be drawing 2 there, but I would assume that Bastion would cancel Han's game text. Again, even if he has the chew, I mean, if he has the chewy, he'll be able to shoot. So we'll see what he has. Again, if you're enjoying all of the streamings that we've been doing, I know so far we've only had 3 games. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. We're going to try and have a lot more content. The longer that you do subscribe, the more foils you'll get. Right now we have Ezra Bridger, the Grand Inquisitor, and Chopper. Those are the 3 foils that we're giving out for 3, 6, and 12-month subscriptions. And we're going to try to have, like I said, a lot of great content. We have Chris Goglin doing stuff on Mondays, Jerry and myself doing stuff on Wednesdays. We have the OCS right now. So again, if you want to see more stuff, go ahead and click the subscribe. In the meantime, it looks like Ryan is just moving Ray and Luke over. Very smart, because now the chicken walker can't come over and cancel game text. And excuse me. And I want to say again, Ryan's just going to draw up. Ryan has to do something because Bastion's sitting at 20 cards in his live force. But again, it is still fairly early on. Both players have over 30 minutes left. Okay. Bastion about to start his turn 6. 9 people in the camp right now, including Chris Worfs. Silver Glenn is watching. A lot of the people who like to spend time out here on the night. So. Honestly, I haven't heard anything different. At least from the the MPC, it was those 3. It might be set up so Ezra, the Grand Inquisitor, and Chopper are 369, and then the macro objective might be 12 months. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to check with Chris Gogland either tomorrow or the next day. Okay, so Bastion comes down with Tempest Scout 6. He tries to trample Ray. Ryan has the perimeter scan to cancel the trample, but being that trample is non-unique, if a battle was to initiate, Bastion would be able to swap it, get it back, and then play it again this turn, if Ray's still there. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, actually, because I got those 2, and actually, you know what? I think you're 100% right. Chopper is 1 month, Grand Inquisitor is 3, Ezra is 6. So, okay, Bastion initiates. Luke swings at the Emperor, and he draws a 7. But he has the Jedi levitation to cancel Ahsoka. And see what he draws as a replacement. Draws a 4, so that hits the Emperor. Okay, thanks, Matt. Okay, so we know he plays 2, or we know he plays a Sorry About the Mess, and we know he plays Sorry About the Mess combo. Okay, it looks like, Bastion has the Lona to Breed combo, so the Emperor still will be hit, but his forfeit is not 0. Okay, takes a card with Ray. Sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, Mike Turner. Okay, Bastion, or Ryan takes the last card off of Vac Control. So no canceling, but Bastion draws a 5. So it becomes a 9. So Ryan has to lose Luke here. Actually, it might be a 10. Yeah, that's a 10. So he has to lose both Luke. He has to lose Ray and Luke. Oof. And Ryan draws a 1. So it will be a 2, but that's only the Emperor. And Bastion retrieves 2. So I know it's still early, but these battles are not going Ryan's way. And I mean, this is the power of ROPS. One, your guys just stick around, and even if he could go and try and drain at like the battle planes for 2, it would only be 1. I mean, Ryan has to go to Ralatir and do something, but and Bastion just maneuver. He throws Piet over. Should see Piet. Oh no, he can't get Piet onto Tempest Scout 6 because it has 2 pilots. And he upkeeps the Blizzard 4. So, and again, Bastion is. I mean, a moment ago he was sitting at below 20. Now he's sitting at 21. Who are you telling to scoop there, Josh? I hope you're not telling Bastion to scoop. Okay, we'll see what Ryan can do. He's got 12 cards in his hand. And he activated 15 this turn. But he's down 2 Lukes. He's down the Saber. He can't get it back. Because, I mean, well, unless he has another way of getting it back. Walkling's out of play. Okay, Ryan taking his time, thinking about what he wants to do. Okay, so here comes Ahsoka. And that's a card he actually had the Jedi Levitation to cancel and redraw the Ahsoka that he drew for Weapon Destiny. So we knew he had that card in his hand. He also comes down with Captain Hera, who draws against Piet. I think it's more on the fact that he wanted to keep the one force to grab. Yeah, he could drain for free there, but I think he wanted to have the one force to grab. I mean, that's essentially what cost him the last game was moving his profanity over and not having any force. So he could be just telling himself, make sure you have one force every time. So see if Ryan has anything else to put down. Nope. So we have Hera versus Piet and a Chicken Walker. Again, Bastion's destinies are going to be +5 here. Okay. Yep. Bastion moving Vader, and the Blizzard Scout 1 over. Vader hops out. This is not going to be good for Ryan because Vader's about to cancel Hera's game text, so he's not going to be able to draw Destiny. I hope he's got a Hojix. Or else this game is not going to turn out very well. Yeah, and that's a good point, Mike. I'm not sure if this is a mental error by Ryan, but this might be a very, very costly mistake. Bastion draws a 5 for Destiny, becomes a 9, so he's got 26. And he retrieves. He's going to be retrieving 2. Oh, wait, no, he can't. So at least that happened. That's good for Ryan. but he's down by 16 in over. So he's got 16 in overflow right now. Nope. No Hojix. Oof. Yeah, that had to be a costly error for Ryan. Yeah. Oof. You hate to see something like this. Because if he battles with Ahsoka first, Vader can't react. Oof. Ryan goes from over 30 cards in his life force to 13. Yeah, and Bastion having 6 cards in his hand, you assume he's got at least 1 or 2 Imperials. Here comes Captain Colonel David Johnson. Yeah, this game, Ryan's showing that he doesn't. I mean, he just threw away half of his deck, and I didn't see a Hojix, but a lot of stuff went away. Grappling hook, a couple of Lukes, Cassian, Chopper. Yeah, that was a lot of stuff that just went away. And now, with no cards in evac control, Bastion's going to be able to cancel any of the Imperials he draws. For example, he just draws a Cure, he can cancel. Now, he can't cancel that one, but he can cancel the next one if it is Imperial. Okay, so he draws a 1 and a 1, so it's 2. But it's +5. So 7. 7 will crack Ahsoka's immunity. And again, he's not showing a Hojix. I mean, he might have one in his hand because he just drew up a lot of cards, but yeah, this is not looking good for Ryan. He draws a 3 for Destiny, and again, that's just one character, probably Ozzel. Bastion retrieves 1. Bastion retrieves 2. Oof. Yeah, I mean, it's intimidating, and Bastion knows how to play against Throne Room with this deck. I mean, Ryan had an amazing game in his last game against Bastion. So yep. And he's just losing cards. He lost a Wisa, Profundity, Chewy Enraged from hand, Rebel Barrier. I'm a little surprised he didn't play the Barrier there. 2 Rebel Barrier. Oh no, they're both from reserve deck. No, he lost a hand. He lost 1 from the reserve deck. A Wisa, Speak. There goes the Hojix. Another Speak, Bith Shuffle, Fly Casual, and a second Anakin. There we go. There's the move, Josh. Oh, Josh went to bed. There's the move over to Fondor. Now Bastion can drain for free. He's got board control. Ryan's down to 5 cards in his life force. He's got 5 cards in hand. We're probably going to be seeing a handshake or a GG, essentially, from Ryan soon. I mean, regardless of how this game ends, I just want to congratulate both of our players. They both made the top 16 in a very, 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 very stacked OCS. Yeah, and Ryan just draws up. So I want to congratulate Bastion on moving on, Ryan for, again, making the top 16. Hopefully we'll see Ryan again as we have more of these tournaments and everything. Bastion will be playing the winner of Eric Hunter and Charlie Arlinson. I believe the first game will be later this week, so just stay tuned to the forums. Bastion asking Ryan if Ryan was playing Mishki's version of Throne Room. Yeah, it was basically Mishki's version, a deck that Bastion literally just played Worlds against. Well, I mean, he didn't play he didn't play it in the last round, but yeah, he's very familiar with the deck. So again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. So again, we'll see everybody later this week. Like I said, I believe Tom Kelly will be doing at least one of the matches. Jerry will be doing some of the other ones. I will be doing ones here and there. I know people are getting sick and tired of looking at my face at this point. So just stay tuned to the forums, and just want to say goodnight. Take care, and may the force be with you.